Hey, love, you ever vibed to Tight and thought, Rah Digga? Yeah, she's that girl? No lie. She held her own with the best, dropped bars with grit, and still got blackballed like she was nobody. Wild, right? Add an unexpected pregnancy, industry politics, and sis still stood 10 toes down. And don't forget that slick shade she threw at Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about.
Iggy Azalea.
Iggy Azalea is like, I can't get into her because it's just not real to me.
Rah wasn't with the Barbie gimmicks or culture vultures. She kept it raw, real, and straight hip-hop. Grab your tea, love. We're breaking down how the game slept on a queen they couldn't control. Rah Digga. Real name is Rashia Toshin Fisher. Born December 18, 1974, right in the heart of Newark, New Jersey, this rap queen didn't just slide into the game, she kicked the door down. Now, don't ask about her parents. They've always been a mystery. But Rah? She made a name for herself solo, and the streets still whisper her name with respect. She grew up in the gritty parts of Newark, where talent had to be louder than the sirens. But here's the plot twist. While most rappers were skipping school and hustling for a come-up, Rah was hitting the books. Sis was smart. She didn't just graduate. She studied electrical engineering at Montclair State University. But don't get it twisted. Rah always had bars in her back pocket, influenced by rap legends like Rakim, KRS-One, Queen Latifah, and MC Lyte. She started penning rhymes in her teens, raw, real, and packed with purpose. Her flow? Sharp. Her lyrics? Unapologetically fire. And that's on period. Before the Fame and Fire verses, Rah Digga was grinding with an underground crew called The Outsiders. They had that rugged, no-filter energy that caught the ears of major players like the Fugees and even a young Eminem. The streets knew what was up. However, before settling on Rah Digga, she went by Harriet Thugman, legendary, then switched to Rah Diggity, before finding the name that stuck. But here's where it gets a little juicy. Digga and Young Z weren't just vibing in the studio. Yup, they had some real-life chemistry too. Even though they eventually broke things off, sis kept it all the way 100 in an interview when she spilled the tea on how she got pregnant. And let's just say, it was a birthday to remember. In her own words, "We were broken up, and that was just like a result of birthday sex. I didn't have a new boyfriend yet, it's my birthday, let's get it." And yeah, then she happened. That unplanned moment ended up being one of the biggest blessings of her life. Her daughter, Sativa Z, came into the picture right when Rah's rap career was taking off, turning her world upside down, but also grounding her as she climbed higher in the game. Around 2000, while 8 months pregnant, Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest,
a tidbit, a smidgen. I don't get the message, so you got to run the pigeon.
One of the most respected OGs in the game, caught wind of her bars and didn't hesitate. He signed her, ready to turn this Jersey lyricist into a mainstream threat. But even with that major cosign, Rah's path took a different turn. Her fire matched better with none other than Busta Rhymes.
Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want.
Mr. Woo-Ha himself. Busta saw that Rah wasn't just another female rapper. She was a lyrical beast. He brought her into his powerhouse crew, the Flipmode Squad, a tight circle of elite MCs that Busta was building like a rap Avengers team. That invite? It changed everything. Joining Flipmode put Rah Digga right in the spotlight, and baby, she didn't just show up, she showed out. In 1998, when the crew dropped their group album, The Imperial, Rah didn't just show up, she stood out. On joints like Cha 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 and Everybody on the Line Outside, she proved she wasn't just the lone female in the mix. She was the lyrical backbone of the whole squad. Then in 2000, she came through solo with her debut album, Dirty Harriet. And it was all gas, no breaks, gritty, raw, and fearless. The project showed Rah was a whole problem on her own. She teamed up with legends like DJ Premier, Pete Rock, and Rockwilder. And the beats hit just as hard as her verses. Tracks like Tight, Break Fool, and Imperial, with Busta Rhymes, gave everything. Hood smarts, slick confidence, and that brainy heat she's known for. The album dropped at number 18 on the Billboard 200, holding her own in a game full of men and making it real clear Rah Digga wasn't here for flowers. She was here to snatch crowns. Even with her sharp lyricism and street-smart style, Rah Digga wasn't exempt from the typical struggles many female rappers faced. Industry politics, limited marketing, and the pressure to sell sex over substance were real obstacles. But Rah wasn't having it. She refused to be boxed in, staying true to her raw, cerebral, street-driven image. No glitz, no gimmicks, just real talk and bars that hit different. After the success of her debut, Dirty Harriet, in 2000, fans were hungry for more, but the wait for a follow-up album stretched on. Behind the scenes, her label situation was unraveling. Signed to Elektra Records, things started falling apart after the label's restructuring. Executives shifted, and Rah's music took a back seat. They didn't know how to market her, she didn't fit the commercial mold of the time, and that created a whole mess. Her refusal to compromise her sound and image made her a tough sell in an industry that was chasing radio hits and flashy visuals. It wasn't that Rah didn't have the material. She was sitting on a sophomore album. Everything is a story, ready to drop. But with the label dragging its feet, pushing agendas, and not backing her, the album never saw the light of day. Frustrated but not broken, Rah eventually walked away from the label. Fast forward to 2010. Rah Digga hits us with Classic, and this album was everything. It wasn't about chasing radio hits or mainstream love. It was about staying true to the culture. She went independent, and you could feel the heart and soul in every bar. Produced by Knots, the album was a raw, unapologetic display of what real hip-hop sounds like. Tracks like This Ain't No Lil Kid Rap and Solidified, she wasn't just rapping. It was like a declaration that, no, Rah Digga's not done. She came back swinging, and the critics, they couldn't say a thing. She shut them down with that lyricism. Her authenticity wasn't just a trend, it was the cornerstone of her artistry. And honestly, she made sure to remind us that real talent doesn't age. It only gets better with time. Y'all better put some respect on her name. Oh, and Rah Digga isn't just about bars and beats, y'all. She's out here making power moves everywhere. She is a cultural ambassador for the U.S. government. Through her nonprofit, Lyrics Matter, she's partnered with the Next Level program to spread the power of hip-hop and art globally. It's not just about music, it's about changing lives and bridging cultures. Now let's talk about Rah's acting chops, because sis didn't just stop at the mic. She took her talents to the big screen too. First, we saw her in Duh Hip Hop Witch in 2000, playing a version of herself.
Not something you're supposed to be saying.
But she wasn't stopping there. She went full throttle with her acting career, hitting us with a role in 13 Ghosts, 2001.
I told you I can't see any ghosts.
Alongside heavyweights like Tony Shalhoub and F. Murray Abraham. And hold up, Rah wasn't done showing her versatility. That same year, she linked up with Beyoncé and Joy Bryant for Carmen, a hip opera, 2001. Talk about keeping good company.
I heard selling records is like hitting the lottery.
Then, in 2003 and 2009, she showed up in the documentaries Queens of Hip Hop
Long time coming for me, you know what I'm saying, for those of y'all that know me personally.
and Say My Name.
That time, everybody had to come to New York.
Rubbing elbows with other trailblazing women in the game like Erykah Badu, Jean Grae, and MC Lyte. Back in 2014, Rah Digga came through with the no-filter energy, and let it be known, she was not here for Iggy Azalea. In an interview with This Is 50, she said straight up, I can't really get into her because it's just not real to me. No shade, just to be messy. Rah said she wasn't vibing with the fake accent, the whole performance act. It just wasn't giving hip-hop. And to her, Iggy was out here playing dress-up in a game she ain't built for. And in 2016, Rah Digga was just out here minding her business, living her life, doing her thing, when a Nicki Minaj fan decided to come for her. And baby, let's just say that was a huge mistake. The fan was all up in her feelings, claiming that Nicki would easily destroy Rah lyrically. And Rah Digga, she wasn't having it. The fan said, I put my life on it that Nicki will kill you lyrically. And Rah was like, hold up, who you talking to? She didn't just clap back, she threw a whole hurricane at them. Rah came in hot with her lyrics or safaris. Y'all, She just dropped a bomb and didn't even flinch. Safari Samuels, Nicki's ex, was rumored to have written a lot of her early hits, and Rah wasn't shy about saying what everyone was thinking. Boom! The internet exploded, and Rah Digga's name was all over the place. But here's the thing. Rah wasn't done yet. She went back to Twitter to reflect on the whole situation, and let's just say she kept it 100. I let a stan bait me into popping off. That was weak of me, she admitted. You know what? Even the best of us get triggered sometimes. But she also reminded everyone that it wasn't her who started it. She was just reacting to a fan who had too much to say. As for Nicki, she stayed silent on the ghostwriting accusations. Not a peep. Fast forward to 2022, and Rah was back on the silver screen as a cast member in Stars, directed by Mars Roberge. Rah chased craft while the industry chased clout. No drama, no scandals. Mainstream trophies? Cute. But Rah was never pressed. Still, she snatched that BET Hip Hop Award in 2006 for the All-Star Touch It remix. And that same track earned her a MTV VMA nod for Best Hip Hop Video. She also pulled in nominations for Best Female Hip Hop Artist at the BET Awards in both 2002 and 2004. Her net worth is somewhere between $500,000 and $2.5 million, depending on who you ask. Rah is still putting in work in 2023. She co-headlined a multi-city tour with Rock, proving that real lyricism doesn't expire. She's also dropping knowledge as a guest lecturer, building bridges for the next wave of rappers. And for those who love their truth unfiltered, catch her on the Yana Demin Godcast, where she chops it up about hip-hop, politics, and real-life grown talk. And in a sweet plot twist, Sis found love and got married in 2023. The internet melted when she shared those intimate, glowing wedding moments, reminding fans that behind the bars is a whole heart. No bells, no whistles, just a woman who stayed 10 toes down, bossed up, and let her work do the talking. Rah Digga didn't just rep hip-hop. She redefined it. As of now, there's no update on what's going on in her life, but one thing for sure is that she still remains on top of her game.